Today we're talking about Siege of Izmail, which is designed by Ilya Kudriashov. He also did the counters and the map and the charts on the back of the rule book. This is basically his baby, and he let us publish it, and we're really happy about that. This is a game that won a bunch of awards, 2018 B&G Print and Play contest. So if this game sounds familiar, that's probably why. Now this is a situation where you have the Russians, these are the green units, and you have the Ottomans, which are the red units, and the Russians are trying to get into the fortress. They are launching an assault on this fortress, and the Ottomans don't really want them there. So that basically is the situation. You have this fortress assault. Now this is the game at setup. There's some variability in that because basically the Russians have some fixed positions they're set up at, whereas the Ottomans can set up anywhere in the fortress. You don't even need to set up all the units. You can keep some in reserve and have them come out later when you need them. Now, one thing I don't have on the map here are detached troops, which is something that happens when an Ottoman unit is on the wall. You can place these detached troop markers next to the unit, which kind of spreads out its area of influence, its ability to prevent the Russians from beating their way in. And I just didn't want to put them all out there so you could kind of see how many units you actually have to work with. Now the way victory is determined in this game has to do with this morale track, which is down here at the bottom of the map. And as you do, that's the wrong marker, there we go. As you do different things in the game, you will be adjusting this marker in one direction or the other. So when you eliminate 5 enemy units, it's going to push this in your favor. When the Russians take 5 buildings, every 5 buildings is going to push it in their favor. Now, say the Ottomans eliminate 5 Russian units, or the Ottomans take back some of those buildings, it's going to move back. So this is going to move back and forth throughout the game. Now, if it ever gets to the last space on either side of the track, here for the Russians, or all the way over here for the Ottomans, then that side is going to win automatically. The game ends. Otherwise, when we get to the last game turn, whichever side the track is on, the marker's on, that's the side that wins the game. If it is on the middle space, it's a draw. Now this number also is used as a modifier when checking for capitulation. So one of the things that happens is that the enemy units might get surrounded, and then they have to check to see if they give up. And the current state of the morale track will make it easier for the enemy to give up or harder for them to give up, depending on what the situation is. So you got this nice back and forth struggle, and you have a lot of decisions to make in a siege game, which usually for siege games isn't the case. But it's a really exciting, dynamic situation. I really like it. You get a lot of attacking with the Russians. The Ottomans need to kind of hold territory and then give it up and fall back and then counterattack. And that, in a nutshell, is kind of the overall situation and victory conditions for the game. We're going to do another video where we're going to talk about some of the nuances of the combat system and zones of control. So keep an eye out for that.